So here I am in Pallet Town, which is called Tiara Town for me. And let me just check my pockets before I embark on this. Probably should have checked my pockets already, but I think there's enough room. What I'm going to do right now is do my little rounds, and I thought I would share with you guys. So I actually like to start my rounds in Bleak Beach so that I can feed the Mosslocks first. So let's go there. I've done a fair amount of work on Bleak Beach. Oops. Pardon me clunking around as I turn on my coffee warmer. It's noon and I'm having my first coffee of the day. I don't know how I forgot to have coffee today, but... Ooh, what's up, Pawnee? He's got a little bit of an electricity surge there. Okay, so... Right, it's the Bulbasaur event. So there's a jump rope event that I am terrible at. I haven't taken the time to figure it out because I haven't really been playing often since it started. But I'm going to start right here. And basically what I'm going to do is visit all of my water areas as my tour. We're going to give him some bitter hamburger because that will help me find more things. So, because I gave him a bitter hamburger, he tells me that I might feel like I'm a lot more likely to find rare items, and that means recipes, and I want recipes here. It's pretty much the only thing that I want, to be honest. So, I'm just fixing my window. All right. So, I want to show you some of the things that I did on Bleak Beach because I actually spent quite a bit of time here. I built a little neighborhood over here on this island area. I built a boat. That's the last thing I added there, but I already had a boat in another section, so I just basically copied the boat that I had already made, but I just made it smaller. This is a little area. I actually was inspired by a YouTube video where the YouTuber put houses on stilts in the same area. I think it was the same area with little yards underneath. And so I decided I wanted to do something really similar. So I made a few changes from the way that she had it. I powered it with 2 water wheels. I'm actually not convinced that that gives it more power because I still run out of power and had to add some little mini what are they called? The mini generators. And that was in addition, like I couldn't add any more poles or any more wireless transmitters without adding more energy. Pardon me. I'm fighting a bit of a cold here today, so yeah, I copied hers a little bit. I think that mine underneath of this one is really similar for hers, and I think she had a slide in one of her yards as well. But then I kind of took it off in a different direction here. This island kind of ended here, and there was a little bit of a gap to another chunk of land. And I made this building here that I thought would be kind of like, I imagine people coming over from across there, because the other thing I did was I added these 2, what do we call these? Lifts. I added these 2 lifts to move people across this gap of water because that's the main area over there that we're looking at. Oh, there's a feather to get. And I could imagine people coming here and maybe ordering ice cream or something. I'm eventually going to put like maybe a little step up and a little place that looks like an ice cream service area. But for now, I just thought I'd put flowers because I don't know when I'm actually going to get to do that. There there are two Pokemon, two tiny, tiny little Pokemon living in this house. I have not optimized my housing at all. I just kind of shoved people in, and as long as they weren't complaining, their needs are probably not too similar. But as long as their needs were not too dissimilar, I just left them. So that's my cute little neighborhood area. And my thought was that this little chunk of land right here would be a little park for these folks. And the water here is super shallow, so they can walk across if they want to get to it if they're not flyers or swimmers. Some of those folks are flyers. I don't know what I'm gonna put here. I really don't know. Oh, I think I was thinking I would put a gym here. Like, I think gym means something different in Pokemon world, but an actual like gym with workout equipment and stuff. Maybe even like a dojo type of thing there. And then this is just a decorative island. I haven't taken down all of my electricity posts to figure it out. For that quest, I basically just dropped electricity posts everywhere. I totally overdid it just to make sure that I got the quest. I took down my recharging center here, which was tricky to take down. I couldn't figure out how to do it for a while. I'm just going to go over and get that feather. I don't know if the feathers despawn if you leave them for too long, so I'm just going to go grab it right now. Oops. All right, there we go. So I did build this house for these two guys. They look similar to each other. I think they're evolutions of each other. And they wanted a lot of lights, so I just went overboard with all the lights I could think of. And I was thinking about making that into a dojo type of themed place too. It seems big enough that I could do that. The rest of this area, I did really just leave the same as it was. Like, I might have tidied up things here and there, but I mostly just left it. This is the stairs that you take to get to the lift that brings you over there. Oh, I think is he gonna hop on this? I love it when the Pokemon use the lifts and the elevators. I really love it. This again is pretty much the way that it was. This is my little beach area. I don't even know who lives here because I don't come around here very often. I mostly just kind of filled every request I could that I was given as part of the game, and haven't really come back since then. So this area is very undeveloped. But what I did develop over here is this street. It had all the plots already there, and I think one or two crumbling houses. And then I put up, was it this one? One of these was a kit, a hut kit or whatever, a yellow hut kit, I think. No. I think this was the hut kit that I used. Anyways, whatever. One of them was a kit, and then I just built myself similar houses so that this has like a little street look. Oh, isn't it cute? I really like it. And then this sign tells you that there's something down here to see. So you can go over here and see that we have a little, oh look, we have our first watering sparkle. So we'll go get that. And the Pokemon really like it back here. They're often hanging out back here. And yeah, so a little backyard area. And there are Pokemon living in pretty much all of these houses, except for the blue one. The blue one is empty. This one is my house, and I share it with Pawnee. All right. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I just put a bridge over there. As you can see, I ran out of blocks, but I haven't done anything over there. I haven't even cleaned up, so you can see there's still rocks and garbage and stuff all over there. I'm just ignoring that area for now. This is my boat, which was the very first thing I built over here. And I started copying, there was a YouTuber who built a series, like 3 different boats, and I copied hers, but I didn't have all the same ingredients that she had. Like I wasn't far along in the game at all when I made this. So I had to stop following hers, and I would like to go back and maybe try building one of hers so that all my boats aren't the same. But anyhow, I put this little rail on the top of mine, which her boat didn't, was more elaborate than this, but I thought that the railing there kind of gave that kind of still feeling like it's a boat. And I also put the pulley in as the rudder in the back. And I think those were 2 things that I did that were different than what she did. But she had this great idea, which is to use these kitchen counters as the roof of the boat, and I think it looks amazing. And then she also used the fountain pen there as the antenna on the boat. And my boat over there that you can see off in the distance, it's centered at the top of the screen right now. It's pretty much the same build, but just a couple blocks smaller. All right, let's go and look for, I haven't touched anything on the SS Anne over there, and I'm not super interested in doing it. So I'm going to just check out the water spots for now, and then we'll head to, I think, Withered Wasteland will be our next spot. So far, nothing good. No recipes yet. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I got a stone brick wall. Okay, good. All right. So far 1 recipe. I like to keep track. So I know that there's some more water on the other side of this. Obviously, I haven't really done anything here, but I am thinking about actually getting rid of this entire wall right here. Or, I don't know. That would be a lot to dismantle, right? But maybe I'll get rid of this part of... No, I don't want to lose the little place where the Mosslax lives. Anyways, I would like to open this up a little bit so that you don't have to go through little walls to get to it. But anyways, I haven't done anything in here, but I do always check the water because there's often a little spot in the water here. Bleak Beach is actually a lot bigger than it seems, but much of it is up in these mountains, and there's all these mountains and valleys that that you don't really get to appreciate until you come across from that island over there. And then you realize there's all this space, like all of this. Anyways, okay, sorry, I'm probably getting you seasick. Because it's Bleak Beach, right? So it's seasick instead of motion sickness. I restored this building and added a power source, so I put that windmill there. And this is where my birds live. I think 2 birds and a dragon live here. Oh, just 1 bird and a dragon. I think I had to move one of them out because he didn't like the same things. And I think Torchic wants to give me something, so we'll say hello to him. Oh, I'm getting tired. Aw, thank you. What is it? 3 bags of cute flower seeds. Oh, good. That's very nice. I'm actually going to eat a salad. Oops. No. Let's actually eat it. All right. So yeah, I restored this, but what I did when I restored it is I actually left it open. I was going to install a deck here. It felt like a good launching and landing place for the birds. But what I didn't realize is that you can't use these and also use the deckings, so I need to rethink what I want to do there, and I just got distracted and decided to do something else instead. I think I checked all, I got one over here. Sometimes there's one in the fountain, so let's just go check that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's one in the fountain. No, I don't want to undo this and fall to the death in the ground. Oh, look, there's one over here. I love that you can fall and not have any consequences to it. It just takes a bit of extra time to unzip yourself from ditto form. Yay, a dance poster. That's great. Yes, okay. All right, let's head over to Withered Wasteland. So Bleak Beach and Withered Wasteland are my two most developed areas. I've spent a lot of time and energy on Tiara Town as well, but it doesn't look very good. It's more just kind of playing around there. So here, I'm just going to open the door and suck out any leaves that might be in here. So let's start by doing a tour of all the water so that we can find everything that we need here. So there's none over here. There's one here. It's harder to find the spots when it's raining. Okay, so that's our third recipe now. All right. Next, I check this area over here. There's often one here. So in this extra little area that you have to break rock to find early in the game, I haven't done anything here, except I did install an elevator. Nobody uses it because nobody is over here. Like, there are no habitats over here, so the Pokemon never come here. But the elevator works, so whenever I do get this ready, it'll be cool to have an elevator that goes to the gates. Not that the Pokemon ever use the gates either, but I was just playing around with it and wanted to see if I could make an elevator work, because I hadn't gotten that far in the game yet. So there's one more bit of water over here. There it is. This reminds me so much of doing your rounds in Animal Crossing, even though I'm only just doing one thing, whereas your Animal Crossing rounds is usually more. So this is what I've done with my Withered Wastelands. This is kind of like my main housing neighborhood. It has a bunch of prefab homes, so I have this big house here. None of them are, this one isn't full anyways, yeah, so this one still has room for one person, or one Pokemon. I have a den and a hut here, and then I also have a cottage here. And then I have another den here and another hut right here. And then I have a house right here. And I think the house is full. Yeah, the house is full. And again, no strategy for putting people together. I just threw them together. I'm going to at some point take a look at how to maximize everybody's house and actually make them look good. And then this is my house where I live. And if you go down here and through the gate, you can go to the Pokemon Center. I copied somebody on YouTube for this because I did this this was my very first build, so it was very early in the game. And so I just copied what someone else did, and it's a good way to learn how blocks go together and how to use all the features and whatnot. So I put a little shopping area under her here like she did, and I also put steps up the back and made this into a little restaurant area, I guess, a little picnicky eating area. This is where I built one of my Pokemarts, so I don't know what's in there today, but that's that. If you were to go this way instead of that way, you would pass through these arches to this little community area. My thought here is that there might be community seating here. I might put a stage here. Maybe this could be where local Pokemon do some, put on some shows or something. And I built this and I was so surprised. I just built it because I thought it would look nice there, because check out the view. Look at how pretty it is here. So I thought that this might be a nice place to use. And I put these hot springs in, and I had no idea at that point how much Pokemon love hot springs. So before I even finished building it, people were in it and having a really great time. I love to see them use it. Nobody's using it right now, but I also did develop a little bit up here. I was basically running out of areas to put houses, so I put a couple houses here, and there's often a ripple here. And yeah, there's just a habitat here for this guy, who I just found not too long ago. Oh, he doesn't like how cold it is. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go help him. I'm not gonna do that right now, but okay. So the last place of interest in here, because I haven't done anything up on that cliff there. I have plans for it, but I haven't done it yet. In fact, my plan is, you see that big abandoned energy place there. What's it called? Abandoned factory? I forget what it's called. Anyhow, my plan is that I'm going to put a big estate here, and it's going to have like orchards and farms and little huts with people with Pokemon living in them. And this is going to be kind of like, I don't know, the mayor or something. And I think he's going to be a bad guy, like just slightly bad. And he's going to be like the owner of a big energy empire or something, you know? That's what my thoughts are. I like to have a little narrative for the things that I build. So I did put this thing in place, whatever it's called, abandoned generator, maybe? I forget what it's called. All right, this one is a recipe. I think it's recipe number 4, maybe even number 5. A big drum. Wait, I think I already had the big drum. Do you get doubles? I thought I had figured out that you don't get doubles in this in this game, but I do feel like I already had that recipe. Yeah, so this is my little coastal area within Withered Wasteland. And as you can see, it has a very different feel from the coastland over in Bleak Beach. This one is more jungly coastal. And I had a lot of fun building these houses. These are my first houses that I just built off the top of my head, like not necessarily looking at a picture or following someone else's. And I really love how they look. I wanted them to look kind of, what is this person? What does she want from me? Oh, oh, there is, I didn't realize there's a habitat here. Aww. Well, aren't you a cutie? Azumarill. I have another Marill somewhere else. Okay, I have to add that to my phone. I have an app that I'm using, and if I'm not really on it, it'll get out of date really fast. So Azumarill, yeah, there we go. All right. Oh, he's really cute. I like him a lot. Doesn't the water sound so clear and beautiful? Aww. Yes, it's here because of me. I didn't even know I was making a habitat. Aww. What a nice surprise. Oh, I see. That's the habitat. It's because I have a deck with a light. Water and build. Okay, good to know. All right, well, you have fun there. I'll probably move you into house at some point. But yeah, so I had fun with these, and I think I mentioned on another video that I built that house and then I built the deck because I wanted the deck to be, I knew I couldn't have 2 staircases, I wouldn't have enough room. So I wanted the deck to be shared between the 2 houses with 1 set of stairs, and then I built the other house around the deck. And this house is for Magikarp. That's exactly, it's the house that I built specifically for him. And he was asking for group activities. And so I made him a little spa jacuzzi tub area here. And this was a build that I did on my first Pokopia live stream. And it was really fun to make. And Magikarp doesn't like it. It's not actually a group activity. I think I need an actual item that is coded for group activities, you know? All right, so that is, I think I checked all the water spots in Wither's Wasteland. So let's head over to Rocky Ridges. That's a quick one because I have done hardly anything there. All my areas are a 10, level 10, except for Rocky Ridge. I got level 10 in Sparkling Skylands just this morning. All right. So oh, we have a new Pokemon here too. Who is this? Oh. You look scary. Colossal. I'm going to add him to my list as well. There we go. Okay, so he unsurprisingly has the fire or the burn and gather. Burn and gather. Oh, that's good. I might move him to Tiara Town. All right, so this is, what do I want to say about this area? Oh, I don't want to say anything about this area. I don't like this area. I'd probably like it more if I did more with it. Let's just check out the water. I did build some railways, but then I abandoned them and moved everybody out of them. Early in the game, I had my furnaces and stuff all going in the caves here. Mountain flower seeds. Okay. And so this used to be my home base. All my storage was here and my crafting area was here, and a lot of my production was here as well. Confectionery wall. Oh, I've been waiting for that one. Oh, there's another recipe over there. You know what? I'm always worried that they're going to despawn, so I'm going to get that one first because I know it's a recipe. I've never had them actually despawn, but you never know. Stylish tiling. Okay, I have those tiles. I just don't have the wallpaper for it. Yeah, see, it didn't despawn. All right. Hedge seeds are always good to have. All right. There's one more spot where sometimes a sparkling... So as you can see, I didn't change this at all. It's just the way that I found it. I plopped a few houses down here and there. Okay, so there's none here. There's sometimes one in this corner right here where the sun hits it. They won't spawn in anything that's covered by anything. Oh, poor Score Bunny is... That's not Score Bunny, but he's sleeping on the ground. Should I make him a bed maybe? I always feel bad when they do that, but look at how he's sleeping. It's so cute. All right. This is a house kit that I just plopped right here beside the Pokemon Center because it was part of a quest probably. This is the area where the chef, where you first meet the chef, and I haven't, what are you looking at? Who even are you? Tyranitar. Okay, he seems to be preoccupied with the wall there. Yeah, so this area's all empty now, but it used to have stuff. I just emptied it all out. I used to do my cooking there. And then look at this pathetic house. I got this quest or something to make this habitat, and so I just made the habitat. And when the poor little adorable purple kitty moved in, Toxel, I just left her there on the stone base. This is obviously meant for a house, so I'll build a house here for her at some point. And I put this house, even though it doesn't belong in this area, I thought it looked good here where the hills are. And I will fix up this house, and then I also plan to put some houses over here because I can see some foundations that I just need to clear out all of the ash from this area. And basically, like, that's my mountain area. I did nothing with it. There's some habitats down in that cave right there that's straight ahead, and that's about it. And I've started minimally breaking out the edges around the museum. But I haven't really done very much. I spent like maybe 1 hour. All right, let's head to Sparkling Skylands. I love that I haven't even played for 2 days, really. And there's new Pokemon spawning while I'm away. That's kind of nice. It's a pleasant little surprise. All right. So this was a house kit that I placed here, and it's okay. It's just, it's a little... I gotta eat, apparently. It's a little tight in there. We've got 3 Pokemon living in there along with me, and it is tight. I wish that these houses could fit more, but, I guess it would have to take up more space on the lot, which I don't necessarily want. So I did build my first full-sized house, like city house, It's okay. It doesn't have the same character that the houses from Withered Wastelands. Those are my favorite houses. The ones with the A-frame. I love those. So I built this apartment building. It has an office in the bottom and a single apartment above with a loft in it. And I kind of used a combination of you can see that this is very poorly designed. I used a combination of Pinterest photos of apartment buildings and just buildings that I've already seen in the game, like see how they used these blocks, the protruding blocks. And I used the protruding blocks both above and below my windows to give it a little bit of substance. Now this is the back of the building, so it's not the nice part of it. But from the front, I think it looks pretty decent in terms of looking like a modern building. Let me turn off that. Yes, there we go. Yeah, we don't have to look at that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. I'm pleased with it. I put these pillars on, but I didn't have enough of them to put them on all four corners, so there's none back here, but I can add them. What I was going to allude to is that I came into a problem with the stairs because you need stairs. And yeah, the way that the flooring is, like I couldn't put the flooring down one because the ceiling is there. And anyways, I just did it this way. It's a little awkward. It's more than a little awkward, but it is what it is. And then when you're inside of this building, of this apartment, it's got like this little loft area up here where somebody is definitely a gamer. I didn't have a table yet, so I just put the gaming PC on the ground. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. The other thing that I did was I fixed the pavement and put in proper stairs here. So this all was here, but it was all crumbling and gross. I added, because I have a little cave, this actually goes down to, that's right, this was something that I did over the weekend, was I built a little cave here for, what's his name? Conkeldor? Yeah, Conkeldor. He's my concrete guy. And look, I made this for him and I really love it. I made this to kind of look like the water is coming out of this. It's hot springs water, so I hope that he likes it. And I did put a bed, and there's another concrete tube right there, and just a bunch of kind of, you know, industrial stuff for him because I think he likes that. And then if you were to go up here, you could come out the manhole in the top, but I'm in the wrong format, so I can't do that. Whoops. Okay, let's check this water for glistening circles. Nope, none. All right, so I added this, which is basically a lift that brings someone to work, because that is the part of that island down there that basically just leads to the mine. So if you happen to work in the mines and live on this building, you could take this lift and go over there. I haven't done anything there except restore the path. So the path to the mine is all taken care of. I left the mine as it was. I did not mine the mine. I mine in Dream Islands. So I left it, and I think I'm going to set it up to look like mines because that's what it is. So the other pretty major thing that I did besides restoring is I added a little neighborhood down here. So I'm going to become my human form and go into this, get on. So I did install an elevator. I love that my Pokemon use this elevator. They actually use it a lot. Now look at the beautiful view as you come down. I am really proud of this area. So when you come out, we're going to go over here and look at that stuff later. But this is the area that I spent a lot of time making. I installed a second waterfall, which basically just goes behind the elevator just to, because I had that block that, like I had to make that whole tower of crystal blocks in order for the elevator to have something to attach to go up and down. You need to build a ladder and then put the elevator in place. And so instead of just having this random pile of blocks there, I decided to put the waterfalls on it to make it look a little bit more natural. And I really love how they look there. And also, if you look at it from the other island across the way, oh, look at it, it's so pretty. I love how this came out. This game is so amazing. It's so easy to do cool things. Like, I have 0 skills, and I'm pretty impressed with the things that I can make in this game. All right. So I have an idea for back here. There used to be a bunch of walls here. I took them all down and used them in that other building. But so this was already here. I removed some of the blue blocks and then I left the rest of it. But I'm going to burrow this way and make this into a nightclub. And I'm going to use the sparkly wallpaper that looks like a night sky. And it's going to be like a dance club type of thing with a disco ball and music and all sorts of fun things. So this is what I built out of the remnants of the kitchen that was there. So you might have noticed before that right below this, there's just a kitchen that was sticking out of the edge of the cliff. And by a kitchen, I just mean like 2 or 3 or 4 blocks and a kitchen sink and a stove. So I left these exactly where they were and just built this whole thing around it. I took down the yellow blocks that were there and built this. And the inspiration for these blue tiles came from over here where I originally found those blue tiles. So I just kind of reused them here. And I didn't want my kitchen to be an enclosed building. I just wanted it to have like a modern, broken open kind of a look. I really like this look in Pokopia, and I did it in a few places in Bleak Beach as well. There were some ruins there that I didn't actually enclose. I finished them, but they still are open like this. And I really like the idea that you don't have to enclose every single thing. This is not a habitat because it doesn't have a door. But she still counts it. I thought that it was too far from her house is actually up in here, but she still thanked me for the sink, even though I don't think that's supposed to count towards her house. Because I think you can only go 3 tiles down, and that's 4 tiles down. So then there's this cute little apartment right here that is very Pokeball themed. And we've got 3 people living in here. They don't match each other or have similar needs, so I'm going to have to move those around as well. And then, so I really liked this area, and I felt like I just wanted more neighbors to live down here. She wants to give me something, so. Thank you for the potato seeds. I have no use for those. So I decided to build some Pokeball houses into these cliffs right here. These cliffs were all gray, and I just made them be these crystal blocks instead. This house is actually empty. I haven't moved anybody into it yet. But then we have this area here, which gives you another view of the waterfalls and a view of the other viewing deck down there. And of course, you can always look across at the other island, which has some beautiful, it's all going to be natural over there. I might go over and put some more flowers and shrubs and stuff just to make it look pretty. And then there is another one right here. So just above the other one, there's another one right here. I ran out of crystal blocks, but I do want to finish the inside of this with crystal blocks as well. And then if you keep going up here, there was this area that had, I believe, I think it might have had the craft table, or else I might have put the craft table there, I can't remember. But this little plateau was here as well. I just finished it off because it was broken and crumbling and it was easy to walk off the edge of it, so I just fixed it up like that. And I also made it so that these steps make it so that you can actually jump your way through. I have to get rid of that block right there so that you can actually jump your way up all the way to this corner of the island. Now, I'm not going to go over to the other, well, I'll go over, but I'll just go over super quick, because I really haven't done much at all over here other than just make the pathway to the mines. I have a few Pokemon who live here, the ones that just had habitats that were naturally here. I think I'm going to put the train in here. We've already got some train tracks, so I do like to use what's here as inspiration. And so since there's train tracks here, I might make this into a little, like maybe a subway station or something. Not a working one. I don't want to use the little tracks and the little car that is in the game, because even though it's cool that it works, it's not going to go with the industrial look that I want here. But I might use blocks, kind of like how I use blocks to make the boats in Bleak Beach. I might use blocks to make like a subway train type of looking thing. So yeah, as you can see, I didn't do very much here. As I mentioned, I did finish off this path over here that does lead to the mine. And I think very early game, I probably broke some of these blocks just because I needed them. But I've specifically left this area so that it can be a mine in my town. Yeah. And I haven't really done anything with this island either, other than finish the big apartment building, which was one of the quests. No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to press the go fast button, which I can't remember what it is now. I thought it was that. Oh yeah, it was that. Yeah, so there's one building here that I put for a Pokemon who I've actually moved since then. And I haven't done anything on this little chunk, this little horseshoe-shaped island either, except I just added a lift, and I think there's a Pokemon who lives way up here all by himself. So I'm going to have to, yeah, poor guy. Where is he? Aw, he's cute too, Snivy. Where is he? He's not here right now. But yeah, I need to give him some neighbors or move him out of here or something. Okay. Oh, there he is right there. So I did not yet look at all of the water here for my... Sometimes there's one up here, but nope, there isn't. And just in case I missed it, I'm just gonna let myself drop right here. It's a fun one. Whoa! Oops. He didn't like that very much. Sorry. And all that for no sparkling spot. Howdy. Well, you're welcome. Okay. I think there's another bit of water somewhere around here. Where is it again? I'm gonna have to eat first. Where are we going now? Yeah, am I confused, or is that the only water? Maybe that's the only water. I can't remember. I get very confused easily on the Sparkling Skylands. This girl lives over here, but she flies over. She takes the lift over to my main island quite a lot, so I don't feel too bad for her being by herself over here. So her area there does not have any sparkling spots. Let's see if this place, yes, this one does. So let's... Whoa! I misjudged that. Okay. More city hut kits. Okay. And then there's one over here. Okay, furnace kit. Well, this trip has not been super productive, has it? Oops. Ah, here's one right here. Pattern Stone Age wall. Okay, very good. We should have looked at the sparkling spots while we were over here, but I forgot to. There's one. Another furnace kit. All right, I think that is it for this whole region. So let's go back to Tiara Town and I can show what I have there. It's a bit of a hot mess, but okay. All right. Well, yeah, so here I am. Sorry, I'm distracted by a text that I just got. So I have a modified farm. I have copied a YouTuber, and I'm sorry that I don't have his name. I'm not prepared. This is just like an informal little run around of my regions, but he's very, very popular on YouTube. I think it'll be easy to find him, but he talks about he knows how to maximize efficiency for everything. Now, I did not maximize the efficiency, but I kind of copied him to a point and then I stopped. I did not add the lava part. So the lava part is the part that makes this automated so that it's basically constantly going off and on. The lava adds like a timer component to it. I did not install that because I was kind of getting tired of following it. And also I'm okay with just coming and turning it on and turning it off and waiting. And most of the time, like, I'm not trying to maximize my production of anything anyways, but I did find it annoying having to headbutt and suck up all of the fruit from the trees. So this is a way that basically isn't necessarily maximizing my efficiency, but it does mean that I don't have to headbutt and suck my fruit. And so this is a good thing. So I just built it my own way. I put it on the very edge of the map here because it's not very pretty. So I just thought I'd stick it on the edge. Yeah, and so the way it works, if you haven't seen his video, but I think his videos are super popular, they're always coming up on my algorithm anyways, but you just go up here and whoops, you go up here And you push this button, which stops the water from flowing down below. And underneath of each of these trees is a smooth stone. And the smooth stones dry things in the vicinity. And so you see that all of those trees are instantly drying. It takes a few minutes for them to all dry, and as they dry, the fruit falls off of them. I can show you. So normally I'll turn that off and then I'll come and do this. So this is my farm production for everything except for wheat. So with this, all of those fruits, and again, I was getting tired of chopping these and sucking them up. So these fruit all grow in the ground, and when you put this mud over it, so I'm going to push this button. I mounted that one a little bit too high, and then I'm going to push this button. And what that button does is, I'll just show you the mechanism up here, but really you should follow his video. There's like a water flow controller thing here. I forget what they're called, a floodgate. And it holds back the mud. And then when you press that button, it opens the floodgates and the mud falls down over all of your plants. And as it's flowing, there's probably somebody inside of it. Nope, there isn't. As the mud flows, it pushes all of the vegetables forward. And by the time you do that, your fruit over here is all finished. So I can now come over here, and I'm just going to get out of this transformation because you can't, I don't think you can press buttons when you're transformed like that. So now the water is flowing and the trees instantly come back to life, and the water flows and it pushes all of these fruit all to the front here. Not perfectly, like they don't fall out here the way his do, because I added an extra channel. I did mine a little bit differently than he did. So I'm just gonna suck from here. There we go. And we'll get that one too. And then we'll just get these. So this is way easier than what you used to have to do to get these. See there's one still back there. That's fine. I'll get it next time. Now, meanwhile, the mud has been flowing and all my veggies are up front now. So I can press this button here. And you know, I don't mind having to do something here. It's a game, right? I'm supposed to play the game, so I'm fine with, you know, going there and catching that. So look, this is so satisfying to see all my veggies come out at the end here, and I can just suck them all up and boom, we've got 30 beans and 30 potatoes. 30 more beans and, oh, for some reason only 15 tomatoes. I don't know why I didn't have as many tomatoes. Oh, you know what? I think I might have sucked up some tomatoes by accident when I was over here. Maybe. Then I can cook right here. I'm not going to right now, but this is where what I usually do every couple of days. I don't do this every day because I'm not concerned with maximizing my output. So I just want to have enough supplies that I can build the things I need when I want to build them. And so I don't have everything all maximized. It takes the fun out of the game for me. I can see how it would be fun for other people to maximize it, and that's part of the game, right? But for me, I don't like that part of it. And that's the beauty of this game, is that there's no penalty for not doing certain things. All right, so next I'll show you my house. So this is my house. It has the little ditto doll and the ditto flag and the ditto rug. And all of my crafting stations, all of my crafting boxes are here. So my crafting table, and then these 3 boxes. I don't need a 4th one yet, but when I do, I'll put it right here so that they're all attached. This is a house, and I believe I heard that any boxes, up to 4 boxes that are within a house, your crafting table will draw from. I don't know if I trust that. So anyways, I'm making it so that they're all touching, because I think that might be in a prefab house. I don't know if that is included in these kinds of houses. So this is technically a house because you see it's got an uninterrupted, all the walls and then a door. it's a gate, but still it's a door. So even though there's no roof or walls, this still counts as a house. So this is, I keep my own personal storage here, just like special things I don't want to lose. And then I keep all of my relics, CDs, and dinosaur bones right here. And then what I would love to do is go from crafting over here. I jump on the bed and jump through here. That's why there's a break in the fencing there so that I can come through here to my storage warehouse. I have things organized like this. I'll tell you how I did it in case it works for you, but it's very specific to me and the way my mind thinks. So back here we have all of like the decorative things. This one is anything that is furniture or wall mounted or ceiling mounted. So many of these things are, so it's decorations, right? So if I were to press minus, you can see these are all decorations. They're tagged with decorations, but it's the large scale things that would take up like a lot of space in your house or things that go on walls or ceilings. Then this is decorative items that are everything else that's not wall mounted and not on your ceiling, and smaller things that might be just for if you've got a little bit of space and want to put something. So this would include tabletop items as well as freestanding items. Then we have all of our relaxation items. So this would be any chairs, anything that's tagged with the relaxation tag. So it's mostly chairs and beds, but there's a few other weird things like this one, and there's a fire in here too that's also tagged with relaxation. Then we have tables and surfaces that you can put stuff on, including plates. Then we have rugs, pretty self-explanatory. Then we have anything with the toy tag. And then we have anything that is lights that are not fire. Then behind me here, we have anything that's plant related, but veggies shouldn't be in here because I keep those over by my garden. And most of my planted flowers I keep most of my vegetation actually planted so I can go use the magnet rise and just grab it from my place. I'll show you where that is. This is overflow for these things that I just have too much of to store elsewhere. So that's all that this is. I think that this is an overflow too. Did I put something in here or is it still empty? Yeah, this is overflow as well. Kind of like a dumping area I haven't sorted. This is blocks that is, again, overflow. These are blocks that I have massive amounts of, like stacks and stacks and stacks. It goes in this. Then over here we have all of our blocks. These are blocks that have grass on the top of them, or the moss block that's fully grass. It's mossy soil, but I consider it to be grass. Then we have any blocks that are rocks or stone. Then we have any soil-based rocks, and it looks like I put mossy soil in here and in the other one, so that's fine. These are floor blocks or road blocks. So a lot of these are tagged with the road tag, but some of them are flooring as well. Oops, I didn't mean to actually take that. There we go. Then we have wall blocks. So anything that is, some of these I would use as flooring, but if it's coded in the game as tiling, oh, wait a minute, that should have gone in with the floors. But anything that has tile or stone or rock goes in the other one for flooring. And then anything that's either a pillar or a wall goes over here in the wall stuff. Here we have house building stuff that is roofs and specialty related to around roofing and flooring. Then we have anything that is steps, stairs, and fencing. And then over here, these are damaged blocks. This is windows and doors and specialty items for building houses. These are prefab homes and kits of all different types. This is utilities. So these are weird things that I don't know where to put. And a lot of them are construction related, even decoration items that are construction related are all just kind of here. I think that this is in the wrong category. That and that belong across the hall there in the other one. And then this is decking, bridges, and flooring and pathing. Not flooring, pathing and bridges. So like outdoor pathing type of things, including the little edges of the paths. So that's how I decided to do my storage. I love hearing how other people do their storage, so that's why I took the time to walk you through it. And this structure that I built around my flooring, I built it this way on purpose so that the camera doesn't have too much trouble seeing me. I wanted it to feel a little bit more warehousey, so I did want a roof of some sort for it, but like I said, I didn't want the camera to be blocked, so I wanted it to be able to still see the long angle camera from far away, so that's why I built it that way. I've got a bunch of random habitats here for whatever reason, and then right here is where I keep all my dolls. They're all lined up like that. I do have 2 Ditto dolls, so I put the other Ditto doll right there. This one looks white for some reason. Maybe it's just the lighting, but that one is purple. That one's definitely purple. And this one is definitely white. That's weird. I didn't know there were 2 variations of it. Anyways, I put all my dolls here, and the Pokemon love looking at the dolls. Like, they often come right by here and stand staring at the dolls for a long time. So I like having them out on display like this. I built this little wall here, and right behind the wall we have a storage box that I can dump all of my pockets into before I go on a dream island with the dolls. So, and I also have inside of this, there's another storage box, because one storage box actually won't hold all of your pocket items. So that way I can dump everything. What I do is I grab the box from there, put it here, and then I dump everything into this and dump everything into that. And then I pick it all up again when I come back from a dream island. My first stop after Dream Island is I go directly to my storage, and I just store everything that I just got. And then I pick up what I had from these boxes and put them back. So that's that. Next, I have my Evolution Alley right here. So this is a row of little cubes. They're not really cubes, but little blocks that are the habitats for each of my evolution characters. So, and the last one, the one that goes underground, likes it dark, I just built a little cave for him. And he has yellow and black, so I just alternated the black and yellow rocks here for him. And my water evolution one, what's Vaporeon, I put a hot springs beside her little area. And then beside Flareon, who likes fire, I put a lava waterfall. So yeah, so these are these areas. And, aw, look at him having a little snack. I love that Pokemon interact with the environment so much more than Animal Crossing people do. Like, they'll actually shake the trees and eat the fruit from it. Oh, he's got some pink paint for me. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. I do have a house kit here, like a kit house. It's empty. I haven't moved anybody in there. I can't decide what to do with it. But this is what I do every day when I get seeds, which you get a lot of seeds when you go around doing your rounds. Like, I got all these seeds today, probably on my rounds. So all that I do is I come right back here and I just plant them. I just walk along and I just keep planting them. This does 2 things for me. First of all, I'm not good at knowing what a plant looks like by the little icon picture of it. I like to be able to actually see the plant in the game, and this allows me to do that. think I've got 5 of these. Oh, I think I have 5 of these for a reason, because I think I was planting these around the Skylands area. So this does a couple of things. It helps me to be able to see what plants I have, and I just come over and grab them with Magnet Rise. I won't do all of them right now. But the other thing that it does is it means that I've got a whole bunch of flowers out at any given time, and they are making honey for me. So every day when I go through here, I can really quickly, somebody lives here who makes vines, I can very quickly go through here. It's especially easy to do it at night because the sparkles really show up at night. But if you hold your camera a certain way, you can see where there's actually not a whole lot right now. Usually there's a lot more. Oh, there's one way over there. Yeah, sometimes more spawn in when I move the camera down here and come down here. Oh, I thought there was one there. Sometimes there's more up there where I just was, but there isn't today. Anyways, it doesn't matter. You get the gist. Now, here is my lumber yard. So I do have Haxorus. It took me a while to get him. It wasn't super easy. But I have him living here. I'm going to move him into the house. But this is my lumber house. And in it, I have all of, you see those guys? Those are all lumber making guys, including this one who just walked in. And so they will, if I put logs here, my idea is that what I would like to have happen, I want to keep some logs for using because they were required in some crafts, but I can pick up those, but ideally I would like to have a gatherer Pokemon who will pick those up for me and put them in here. And so if I put Haxorus as one, like replace one of these guys with Haxorus, and then also put a gatherer in here, maybe put them outside or something, they will just constantly make lumber for me, and I can just pick it up at the community box. Right now there's clay in the community box because my gatherers are a little bit mixed up. They don't bring things where they should. Instead of putting things right beside them, they'll carry them across town to the different place. But anyways, right below my lumber yard, we have a little cave here that has all kinds of things. So we have our furnaces, and in here we have 2 fire Pokemon. I'm going to put more because I have 4 furnaces. I've started to hollow this out even more and make it even bigger so that I can have a bigger production area because we're feeling a little crammed. I also have some garbage makers here. So these guys litter garbage, at least, yeah, those 2 purple ones who live here. They litter garbage, and then the third guy who lives here collects and is supposed to put the garbage in the community box. And as you can see, he sometimes does, but he doesn't always. So almost every time I come down here, and this area has 2 clay makers and a garbage maker, or a garbage processor, and a gatherer. But the gatherer does not gather these things. Instead, he walks right past these things and goes and gathers other things in different areas. Whatever. Anyhow, this box is right here, and typically my fire Pokemon will just grab these and process them, and the gatherer will process the garbage into ore, and then I can take the ore when I get here like this and put the ore in one of the furnaces, and then I just leave it and he'll get to it when he gets to it. I don't care if it's super productive or efficient. It'll get done and I don't have to do it. That's all that I care about. So it doesn't matter to me if it's not done right away. All right, thanks for the paint. Yeah, like I could get that Magnosaurus right there, whatever his name is. I could get him to come over and process that, but I don't really need to. What's he doing? Oh, he made me some bricks out of the clay. So if I didn't come around, he would eventually put those 20 bricks in the community box, and then I could get it from there. So I love that Pokemon will do your work for you. It's very nice. You, like I said, you can make this super organized and super efficient, but that's not my jam. But if it's yours, then I'd love to hear about your setup. All right. So now all that we have to do is check out the water sparkles over here. As you can see, I plopped a bunch of housing here just to meet the needs of the Pokemon who are living here, but it's not very strategic or well done. It takes a while, but once you get there, there's a big giant lake and it has lots of sparkles in it usually. And then I'll take out my crafting table and see how many recipes we got. I could turn into Graveler and move faster, but I never do. Okay, so there's one over there. Sometimes they spawn in as you're looking. One here, one there. Okay, so there's at least 3 here. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's at least 4 here. There might be one over in that other corner as well. So we're going to, the fastest way to do this is, I've got to eat. So the fastest way to do this is to turn into this swimming guy. Because he moves super fast through the water. There was one over here, wasn't there? Yeah. More beans. Okay. Ah, frying pan. All right then. And more beans. All right. Okay, so we have to get out of that format in order to get back into Magnet Rise. And we're going to go way over here. There's one more place where water is on Tiara Town. And that is in the little oasis here. So sparkles will never be in the ocean. It'll never be in salt water, warm water, or lava. It'll only be in fresh water. So yeah, there's at least one here. 2. There's 2. Okay, good. Okay, squishy clay. Okay, poster. All right, next we will, you know what, my fastest way to get home, even though I'm only traveling within the same region, is to just go back to my house in Tiara Town. That's going to zoom me over to here, and let's have a look at how many recipes we got. So I'm going to go to my crafting table, because when you go into the Pokédex, you can't search your recipes in the same way that you can here. So here are all my recipes, and see the button down at the bottom that says sort by type? I'm going to press X, and I'm going to sort by order learned. And then I go to the very bottom, and then I remember that the drum, I think, no, well, there's red dots next to anything that's new. So these are all my new ones. I know that I got that one as a reward for leveling up Skylands, Sparkling Skylands. So these would be the ones that I just got through Glistening Spots. So I got the stone brick wall, the dance poster, the plain chest, stylish tiling, the confectionery wall, which I love. It's just the lower one. It's not the whole set. Sometimes you get a whole set and then you'll get 3 in one. The confectionery wall middle. Oh, I did get the whole set, and the confectionery wall upper. So yeah, I've got them all. I was not looking ahead at all, as you can tell. Then I got the drum, which I thought I had, but maybe I just had the item. Patterned aged wall. The patterned aged stone wall. These stylish frying pans, so this matches with my stylish soup pot, so I'll be having fun with that. And then we have a mountain poster. So the posters are good to have because they only take one piece of paper. As you can tell, it doesn't matter the poster. They only take one piece of paper to make them, and they sell for 400. Well, they trade for 400, so that's a pretty good deal. It's a very good deal. So I like having the posters. They also add quite a bit of charm and character to your walls. I haven't used them as much as what I plan to use them, but anyways. The one thing that I haven't shown you is my concrete area. So I did move my dinosaurs. I only got 2 of them to spawn. I got 3 of them to spawn, but one of them doesn't make stone, so I didn't. Okay, so there's only 5 stone here, so maybe one of my gatherers has been picking up stones, because usually there's a lot more. Oh, 11. So 11 more. So there were 16. That's pretty good. So I've got my dinosaur Pokemon here. They can work the concrete mixers. So you see how there's 96 concrete pieces for me to pick up here. There we go. And since I happen to have some concrete in my pocket here, we'll just put that there. And I can just keep on refilling these, but concrete is one of those things that sandstone makes a lot of concrete. So it'll be a while before I work through the stacks that are already in those machines. So he's making paint too. So anybody with a crush ability can make paint and also make concrete. So I put this right here. And this is my painting house, my art house, I guess I call it. This is where Smear Guru lives, and also a couple more crushers. Oh wait, I moved Smear Guru because I was using him in Skylands, but this is where he usually lives. I have a house for Smear Guru on every island because whenever I'm focusing on an island, I just have him live there, so he's easy to find. I know where his house is, and then I can just find him when I need him. But yeah, so I've got 2 crushers and Smear Guru live here, and then I haven't yet replaced these 2 crates with one bigger crate that will hold more, but basically I just drop my fruit in here and they give me paint. So I've got a whole bunch of fruit from today. So I will put them all right in there. And I'll put some of these as well. Let's make sure that we got it all. Yep. Okay. And I have these 2. They're not full because I've been drawing from both of them. So I'm just going to figure out where my paint is. There it is. And I'll just fill this one up until it's full. Okay, so it's full now. And then all of my overflow will go into this one. And I do have to replace this with an actual larger storage chest at some point. So there we go. At this point in the game, what I do next is I'll go around and just sort everything that I just got from my little walk around, right? And that's a bit of a tedious experience, so I'm not going to share that with you, but I basically go over here and I start by going into, this is where my glass and concrete and lumber are stored. So we'll sort my things, and if I have multiple I like to carry around my supplies so that I can craft on the go and not have to come back here every time I want to craft. But I don't need multiple stacks of these things. So I'm good with the lumber that I have. We'll just get it down to 1 stack and maybe even like, yeah, maybe put a couple of extra pieces of lumber so I've got room to pick up a few more. All right, so that's that. This is just basically how I go. And then I keep everything else in here. So see, I've got extras of that. I have extra stones. Let's make some room for picking up stones without overflowing. And then these are all okay, but let's get rid of this and make some room for picking up extra fluff and keep sorting as we go. We've got lots of brick, but I use a lot of brick. So if I'm going to have 2 stacks of something, brick is a pretty okay one. I should probably go drop these off at a fire burning spot. So that my fire burners can make me some... Oh, look, everybody's working right now. Oh, look. Everybody's working. I love it. Okay, I'm going to give you some more squishy clay. Some items require raw squishy clay, so I don't want to process all of it. You're going to give me paint, I know. I'm just going to ignore you because I don't want to sort your paint. All right. So then any ingots that I have, I don't think I have extra ingots, but I like to carry around, like I said, a stack of each. I'll keep the extra brick. A stack of each is fine. And paper, it looks like I'm running out of paper. So that might be worth focusing on. And then I will... You know what? I don't need to stream this. This is not very interesting. All right, I'm going to sign off and finish sorting all of these into... Look at all of the kits I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kits just from one round of sparkling spots. Anyways, thanks for joining. Take care. See you next time.